I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Mackenzie.
And we are your Trout in the Classroom coaches from the Aquarium of the Bay. We're going to do a short video to teach you guys how to set up your tank.
Alright, to start we need a 10-gallon tank. 10-gallon tank is really important. The larger the tank, the more stable the environment for our baby trout. Next you need our insulating jacket, which will be the styrofoam on all 6 sides, including the bottom. There will also be one on the front for your window. That will stay on for the entirety of the time except for when you're viewing with your students for short periods of time. And on the top there will be holes cut on the top for your air tubes and cooler. Next you have your under gravel filtration plates, which will be connected with 3 connectors that look like this. You put them on like so. It's really important that you don't break them or lose them. But if you do, you can use O-rings from Home Depot or any home improvement store. Once you have them connected, you put it in at an angle diagonally like this, and then you turn it and you set it down on the ground. Your gravel will go on top of it.
Okay, so next we're going to learn how to set up the filter. There's a lot of different pieces here, but we'll go over it twice because there's 2 sides to the filtration system. So first you will need your rigid airline tube, which is this hard part that's going to go inside of your filter, and then you'll need your flexible airline tube, which is the long tube that's going to connect to your air pump. So first thing is you're going to connect those 2 pieces right here, just like this. And then you're going to take that rigid tube and you're going to put it through the spout, which is the top part of your filtration system. So you're just simply going to slide it on just like that. And then next you have to put your air stone on. That way you can put the other parts of the tube on. So you're going to take the air stone and you're just going to ease it on over this filter, or tubing, sorry. And again, this is something that needs to be replaced periodically, so if you're a returning teacher, make sure you have fresh air stones. Okay, so next we're going to take the top riser tube, which is this really long tube here, and we're going to put it over and just tuck it into the spout up here, just like that. And then you're going to take your base riser tube, which is this piece with the little tabs, and you're just going to slide it on to the riser tube, just like that. It can go all the way down. And then lastly, we're going to take a carbon filter and we're going to put it on just like this. And that needs to be replaced periodically as well. If you're a returning teacher, be sure to get a new carbon filter. Okay, so we have 1/2 of the filter system here. I'm going to show you guys how to connect it to the plates in your tank. So you're going to take all of it, you're going to see these little tabs here, and you're going to place them into the tab holes on your filter plate. So it's going to press in just like that. It should fit perfectly, and then you're going to rotate it to lock. And with this you want to be really gentle. You don't want to break the tabs off of your filtration system. So just wiggle it really gently until it locks in. And then once it's like this, you can turn your carbon filter so that it's facing in towards your tank. So that's 1/2, and we're going to do it again. Okay, so we're going to set up the second half of the filtration system. It's the same exact thing we just did, we're just doing it again. So we have our rigid tube that we've connected here to our flexible tubing. And we're going to put it into the hole on top of the spout. Just push that right in. And then again, we're going to go for another air stone. Put this on the end, just gently wiggle it onto the rigid tube here. Perfect, just like that. Then we're going to take this long riser tube, we're going to put it over the air stone and connect it to the spout here. Then we're going to take the base piece, the one with the tabs, and we're going to connect it as well. Push it all the way through, just like that. And then we're going to take our carbon filter here and we're going to put it in the top of our spout as well. Alright, so we're going to install this one just like we installed the first one. So you want to line up these little tabs with the holes in the filter plate. And again, take your time with this. You do not want to break off those little tabs. And then you're going to lock it into place really gently. If you need to turn the carbon filter to do so, you can. I'm gonna lock and then turn the carbon filter in. And so what we have is our two pieces of the filtration system with their tubing coming off, and then we're gonna learn how to connect it to the air source.
All right, so this is an air pump, and this will be what is running your air filters. It has a connector here that your air tubing will go into. But first we need to connect these because we have two on each, or one on each side. We have this side and this side. This has a connector in the middle. You just connect both sides together like this. And this connector here will go onto your air filter like so. Now, this will sit outside your tank on the side, so if you need extra tubing, we gave you extra tubing for that purpose. You'll just need to connect it with a T connector.
Okay, so at this point in time, we have our jacket, our tank set up, we have our grates down, we have our air filtration system set up with our air pump on the side. Now when you're doing this setup, you want to be sure that your tank is in the place that it's going to stay, because at this point in time it's going to start to get a little bit heavy. So you want your tank on a table that can hold at least 100 pounds, because we're going to add gravel and water and that gets really, really heavy. You want to also make sure that it's not in direct sunlight, so not by a window, and you want to be sure that it's by a plug that's going to stay on 24/7. That's super essential for keeping your trout alive.
At this point, I do want to remind you that all this equipment that we're using should be sterilized according to the manual before assembling it. What should also be sterilized before putting into the tank is the gravel, which is going in next. You're going to need about 2 pounds per gallon. So you'll just put the gravel down here on the plate nice and even. After you've done that, you will add your bottled spring water. It's going to be about 10 gallons, but you want to have 11 gallons, a little bit extra in case there's any evaporation or water loss. So the best way to do this is to have a small plate or cup that you set on top of the gravel and then begin pouring down into that plate or cup so that the water gets dispersed instead of going directly on the gravel, which you just so nicely and evenly dispersed onto the filter plates here.
Okay, so next we're going to install our water chiller. So we have a couple of different parts here. We have the water chiller itself, we have the power source for the water chiller, and then we're also going to have this chiller plate as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your chiller here and you're going to remove this black nut here. Just unscrew it, pull it off. And then you're going to put the chiller probe inside of the hole on the plate, and you're going to securely fasten the nut onto the plate. Just like this. And you'll want this to be facing this way with the cord in the back. So next, this will sit securely on top of your tank right here. You guys will notice that ours does not sit securely onto our tank. It's been cut improperly, but yours will reach all the way to the edge, so you should just be able to put the plate onto the tank here, and it will hold it up. So now next, we're going to connect it to the power source. Kenzie's going to hold that for me. So you have your power source here. One end goes into your outlet in the wall that should never be unplugged. And then this end here is going to connect into the chiller. These two should go together and it will click when you know it's connected properly. And then this power source will sit on your table next to your tank and you'll plug it into the wall outlet.
We're going to add our thermometers. So we want to make sure that these fish have the proper temperatures at all times. So you'll enter the probe down into the water like so, with the wire coming up so that it can go through the top notches in your insulation. And then you want to make sure the reader is somewhere that you and your students will be able to read the temperature at all times. Proper temperature is around 55 degrees, but anywhere between 50 and 58 degrees is perfect. Your tank's assembled. Last part is putting the final piece of insulation on top. Make sure again that the notches go right through our chiller here and our two filtration tubings here on each side.
Okay, so the last couple of pieces that you may have with your tank, or you should have with your tank, is a net that we're going to be using for the release. and then a turkey baster of some sort to remove any eggs that are not viable, or any sort of debris that you might have in your tank, like a fish that passes away. And again, these should be sterilized with the rest of your equipment as well beforehand.
Alright, so be sure that your tank is assembled at least 2 weeks prior to a delivery so that there's plenty of time for the water to cool down to the proper temperatures, and also to make sure that everything's working properly, and if anything's broken we can be sure to get any new products to you as soon as possible.
Thank you guys so much for watching our tank assembly video. If you have any questions, please feel free to call us at any time. We are here to support you, and remember to have so much fun with your students. We really look forward to working with you guys this year.